Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called thereisonlyonefootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff, from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, therisonlyonefootball.com.
There is only one football!
To show you what's happening right here, right now in the studio, because we got this beautiful shirts that we're showing with Frothy right now, guys. Frothy's back with me. Frothy, what's happening with these shirts, mate? Can you tell me what's happening right now?
Shut up, let me talk. Now,
bloody
listen,
hell, mate.
We have these great tops here.
Yes.
Now, it's a bit of a 2-minute show tonight, I believe. So
Yes.
we're back in town, but we'll be
We are.
officially back in town on
That's right,
Monday
yep,
with
yep,
some
yep,
major announcements and start again. Announcements.
Yes.
Can you spell announcements? Can you?
Announcements.
Can you spell that?
I can't spell
Well,
it all.
leave it for next time. Now, let's go through the tops. Now,
That's
these
right, yep,
tops,
yep.
well, if you were born 400 years ago, you'd know about these tops. So we've got the great St George here, I believe.
No, Brisbane Lions,
Sorry
mate.
about that. That's Brisbane Lions there.
Brizzy Lions, mate.
And we got South Melbourne Hellas there.
No, Fitzroy United, you're
Sorry
telling me,
about
mate.
that.
Fitzroy United.
This one's Inter Monaro, is it?
Into Monaro.
No, that's St George Budapest.
St.
apparently.
George, yes, the Hungarians,
Yes,
the Hungarians,
and over
mate.
to my right, which is your right as well. Are we still
Yes.
on?
We're still on, of course,
on?
we're still on,
Well,
mate.
over
Yes.
here, we've got the great Sydney Olympic. And I know the cat has probably ordered a couple of
Oh,
those.
he's got a couple of hundred, mate.
Well, I tell you why he's ordered a couple. I had a chat with Peter Raskopoulos during the week.
Oh, he hates his guts.
And he said to me, Peter Catholos, a cat, has ordered 2 because his gut's so bloody big, he needs 2 jumpers to make
Really?
one. So, well, look, that's only a joke. Cat.
Oh, my God, mate.
Well, look, also, Canberra, what's this? Canberra City.
Canberra City. You know who coached them?
Yes.
In 1977?
Frank Garrock, wasn't
Johnny
it?
Warren.
Johnny Warren.
We're laughing, mate, everywhere.
I told you so, Johnny Warren said. I doubt we'll sell many because how many supporters did they have? That's beside the point. Also, we got Hokoa up there.
That's
great,
right, of course.
Brazilian heritage, are they?
Brasilia. Well, yeah, a lot of them escaped to Brazil.
We'll leave it at that. And the great Marconi.
Marconi.
And let's go through them. Great quality.
Of course.
They fit nicely. They are cheap. You know what? They're too bloody cheap.
$75.
$75 is not even $80.
Plus postage and handling.
Plus postage and handling, and our great friend with David Ben and
Yes.
Arrow Sport.
Arrow Sport together. There is only, and then guys, you can buy them on. There's only
Well,
one
you keep
football.
going. I'll play the great South Melbourne tune.
There is only one football. Where you can get it from? There is only one
There's only one
football.com
football,
in
yes,
conjunction with Arrow Sport. You can also buy fantastic
Yes,
kits for your teams as well
yes.
at Arrow Sport, and they're working together to bring you these fantastic
Yes, they are,
1977
Are we still on?
Phillips
Check 1,
League.
2.
Of course,
Check-
you're bloody
Sorry
on,
about
Frothy.
that. Yep.
And of course, guys, 1977.
Yes,
These shirts are fantastic. You've got the other ones at $150, which are the
Well,
rigid jigs, $150,
yes,
and then
but,
you've got the sublimated ones
yes.
at $75, guys. So yes.
Yes. And can I just say, I
Yes.
suppose it's not appropriate to say this, but my team had a win on the weekend.
Yes, they did.
Well, not the weekend, a couple of days ago. So they're flying, and I tell you what, it's pretty much it. Now we're going to sing a song just to.
Well, I
finish
can't.
the-
We can't
short
actually.
show
We
tonight.
can't actually sing a song tonight
No,
because
well,
we're just
doesn't
doing
matter.
we're just doing the show tonight.
Well,
That's
we're
all.
just advertising the jumpers here.
That's
and,
right, guys. Where to get them from? There is only one
football. That's the one there.
football.com.
And,
So, guys, thank you, guys. Get these fantastic shirts right now because you will never find them. Good night, guys. Thank you for joining us. See you in a couple of days' time. Thanks, guys. Get on Arrow Sport.
Monday,
Arrow Sport. There's only one
We'll
football.com.
probably have Paul Wade on
Thank you,
Monday,
guys. See you. Bye-bye.
There's
Thank
going to
you.
be summer we're going to have.
We are the passion. We are the history. It's our way. The soccer psychos of Australia are back again, guys.
Let's get
Frothy.
loud.
We're going to get the partying happening again, guys. Take two, they say again, but we're going to keep going, guys. Check it out. Feel it. Check it out. Feel it. Let's do it, man. The cup of life. This is the one. Now is it done? Don't never stop. We shouldn't know. Gotta be strong. We shouldn't know. Right from the top. And when you feel the heat, the world is at your feet. No one can hold you back if you're real. I'm gonna give it to you. I feel it in your soul. You want the cup of life. Now today's here, you're gonna get it. Do you really want it? Do you really want it? Tell me, man.
And
Here we go. Ali, Ali, Ali.
He won't
Go,
say it.
go, go.
We've been
Ali,
away.
we are the people.
And,
We are the
I
passion.
tell you
We
what.
are the history. We are the soccer psychos.
man
We're
here
coming off from you live right now on Facebook, guys. It's our way, the highway, Frothy. Frothy. It's our way, the highway, Frothy.
Yes,
It's
we
our
are
way, the
on the
bloody highway
highway
again, mate.
now.
What's happening
We're on
tonight,
the
guys, in
highway
your world today, Frothy?
now,
We are
what's going
parked.
on?
You've got a special guest online, mate. We've got to get him real quick now.
Yes. Now, listen, it's take two, so unfortunately...
Take two, that's right, yes.
I have to repeat myself, but I'll make it quick.
Make it quick.
We've been away for a couple of weeks.
Yes.
And we
I
can't
know.
reveal. You've been on the show. Something's got
yes.
talent. Now,
Yes.
I know I said that before, but I have to say it again in case others are watching now.
That's right, yes.
And apparently you made the semi-finals.
Yes, I did.
Now, what's impressive about that is not the fact that you made the semi-finals, H.
Yeah.
The fact that you sang a Whitney Houston song.
Yes, right.
Now, can you sing that at the end of the show tonight?
I'll try that.
So, well, you won't try it. You'll do it because I'll tell
I'm
you
in
what.
trouble here, mate.
Now, can we say it's Turkey Got Talent? No, we didn't.
No.
I didn't say
It's
that.
Azerbaijan.
Azerbaijan Got Talent.
Azerbaijan.
Well,
I
that's
can't
where
even
we've
say the
been.
bloody word.
Where am I?
We
Well,
got to present our guy here now.
Who's on? Lou Pentelis.
We'd like to
is it?
welcome right
Right,
now
is that
a
Lou?
guy who played in the NSL and actually went to the A-League, Mr. Steve
Yes,
Pantalidis.
yes.
How are you, sir?
Thank you, guys. Thank you, H and Frothy. Good to be with you
Mate,
guys.
I tell you what, Steve, you are the one we've been
He's
trying to
the
get for a
man.
long time, Steve. I'll tell you why.
Yes.
Because I tell you what, Steve, because you transitioned from the NSL to the A-League, is that right?
Wow. Yeah.
Correct. That is correct.
You're the man who played in these two leagues. A lot of these guys we put on here, guys, they love the NSL. We're going to compare what you did in the A-League and the NSL,
Wow,
actually.
wow,
Now, Steve,
wow.
want to get to the beginning right here, right now, about you. Your
Right
first...
here, right now.
Don't worry about Frothy, mate. He's just, what's that called? What's it called? Busking.
I'll tell
Now,
you
the
what,
thing is...
you do the show. I'm going to go downstairs,
I
Studio
know,
B.
I know.
And just
Leave
crack
it-
open
leave
a
it
few
down.
more of these.
Leave him down here,
Well,
mate.
I'll put them down here.
Now, Steve,
We can
your
wrap them
first
up
club,
tonight.
your first club you played for, we're talking juniors. I mean, what year did you start playing the game?
It's at South Melbourne, I think.
What am I now? 38. I probably started at under eights with a team called Clorinda. Now they're called
Clorinda.
Kingston.
Clorinda sounds like a Greek name.
Kingston Town.
Kingston Town, that's right. Yeah, the horse. Now,
So he played
So
in the
you-
Bahamas, did he?
I'm sure of it. Now, Steve. Now, how did you end up playing the game? What was the thing that really made? Was it your dad that pushed you, or was it something that it clicked in your mind?
I guess I always loved it from a youngster, but I had two older brothers that played, so just followed them pretty much. My dad never played football previously, but
Yes.
Following the brothers, I learned to love the game and just went from there.
Now, Steve, Frothy, you got something, Steve?
Well, look, we've got plenty here, Steve. Listen, I'm going to go straight to it here, Harry. I'm not going to wait for this because
okay.
we are
Fantastic.
dying to find out. Where's the Steve or Lou Pentelis? Who are we talking to?
That's Steve, mate.
Sorry about that.
Jesus.
Sorry, Steve.
Is he a
sometimes-
boxer, that bloke?
Yep. I've got a box of goodies here. And anyway,
Jesus, mate.
I'm going to get you. We need some. I've got some short questions. We need short answers. You've got 30 seconds on the clock.
Come on, Steve.
And the prize is
Go
a.
straight into it.
Yes,
Straight in, mate,
please.
straight in.
And We can stop the clock if you give us controversial answers.
Of course.
Now, let me tell you, Steve, something you'd always dreamt about. The prize is a Brisbane Roar membership. So
Here we go.
for next year, obviously, when they go close on winning it. Now, Harry, start the clock,
press,
please.
Press the button, mate.
Here we go. Is that Brittany?
Press it, mate. It's
sorry
pressed.
about that. Dogs or cats for you, Steve?
What was that? Sorry.
Dogs or cats?
Definitely dogs.
Favourite movie?
Favorite movie? Shawshank Redemption.
Wow.
Yep. Hardest opponent?
Probably your favorite player, Berisha.
Whoa.
Well, stop the clock.
Well, here we go
Stop
again.
the clock.
The cheat. Berisha, the cheat.
What do you mean he's a cheat? I mean,
cheat.
Well, let's talk about the word cheat. Now, did you notice the 2017 grand final with your old mob against Newcastle? Now, talk about cheats. Start the clock, Harry.
Yes.
Now, how do you like your steak?
Medium.
Medium rare. Apparently, that's a Greek joke. They say.
yes.
Medium rare.
That's right,
Yep,
yes.
is that the one? Yes. So you still going with the clock, eh?
Of course it's on, mate.
Yep, that's fair enough. Now, shut up. Let me talk. Coffee or tea for you, Steve?
Coffee.
The best player of all time. Now, watch this. He's going to say Maradona. Watch this.
No way.
He's gonna
Maldini.
Maldini.
Paolo Maldini.
Who is Maldini?
That's the one.
The bloody Italian
Defender.
guy.
That sounds like a small good company from Thomastown or something, mate. Maldini. Salami or something.
Maldini briquettes. Where they used to put the
That's the one,
bloody
yes.
in the.
Now, how are we going for time?
We've got a few minutes left.
We've got a few minutes left.
Seconds.
Now, Twitter or Instagram for you, Steve?
Sorry, I missed that, mate.
Yes, Twitter or Instagram. What works for you?
I don't have none of them, but I'll probably say Instagram.
Okay.
Well, that's fair enough. Vanilla or chocolate, Steve?
Vanilla.
Yes. Now, we're not going to go. We had a very controversial question. We're out of that. And we've had a member's request. Now, you've stopped the clock just to quickly explain this.
Yes, I have.
We've gone for another question. Now, everyone's got a favourite here. It's either one or the other. Ford or Holden, Steve?
Ford.
Is he still there?
Of course, Steve's here. Ford or Holden, Steve?
I think it's Ford.
Ford.
Ford, okay.
Beautiful.
That was
Beautiful. Yes.
What happened there, Steve? You had to Google that, or what's the go? There would be a lot, we've got about 6 minutes in, mate. I can't see you winning the prize, but
Oh, Jesus
well, look, it doesn't matter. Now for you,
Your coverage cut out, mate. You got to pay the bills.
That's right. Yes.
no,
of
well,
course.
that's fair enough. It's all about having fun. Now, disco or rock and roll for you, Steve? Who were you?
Definitely the disco.
Definitely
Yes.
the disco. Yes, Rody Vargas told us that, and that's why we know a few stories about you in the old nightclubs,
no.
mate.
No.
Well, Roddy told me, Harry.
Roddy, that bloke.
Yeah, Roddy Vargas.
Roddy McDowell.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay.
Roddy Vargas, the ponytail.
I remember him. He's a
Played
bloody.
alongside KM. What was
He
his
was.
name?
He's a bloody
guy-
Melbourne Knights too, wasn't he? At the beginning.
Melbourne
That's right.
Knights
Yes, that's
and,
right. Yes.
KM,
yes.
the guy used to spit all the time. What's his name?
Oh, that bloody
Kevin Muscat.
What
That's
a
the guy
bloody
there,
idiot,
yeah.
that bloke.
Well, now, sorry, Steve, you don't win the prize, but I'll tell you what, I can send one
Now-
of these little babies to you if you like. Just give me your address on air if you like. I've got a can of Great Northern for you, mate. So I don't know if you drink it, but that's coming your way.
Now, Steve, as we spoke before about you coming from Clarinda,
Clarinda.
Kingston City, is that right? You said.
Correct. Yep.
Now, how long were you in Kingston City for?
I was there till about under 15s. So
Under
from
15s,
about
yes,
under
yes.
8s to under 15s. Yeah.
Okay. Now, from there, you travelled under 15s. You must have gone to an NSL club at the time. Is that right?
Yes.
No, I went to a team, Springvale City. They used to play in the old Super League, so
Yes.
they were one of the better teams. So I went there for a few seasons before going to the Victorian Institute of Sport with the great Ernie Merrick.
Ernie Merrick.
Ernie Merrick. Who the hell's Ernie Merrick?
He
Never
makes
heard of him.
he makes the special haggis souvlaki up the road here, mate.
Ernie
Scotsman.
Merrick. Now, with a record like Ernie Merrick had, and then your mob suck him, Harry. Now, what is going on down there at the Victory, mate?
I don't care about him. Now, let me tell you, Steve. Now, after that, when did you arrive at Melbourne Knights? Was it a trial that you had? Is that right, or what was happening?
I just actually came back from overseas, so
Yes.
I was in Denmark.
Denmark.
So I
FC
played for
Aarhus.
Yeah, correct. And I came back, and then my agent put me across to Melbourne Knights, and
Yes.
Ian Dobson was the coach, and I went down there, and
Ian Dobson. Jesus.
Ian Dobbo, correct, and had a session there the last season of the NSL, and
Jeez, last season, Steve.
Yeah, I just
Sad,
I
sad.
could have gone early. Everyone thinks I played for South Melbourne, but I never played
Oh,
for
really?
South Melbourne.
Why do they mention that
Um,
for?
I'm not sure. Maybe because I'm Greek.
Oh, God. Every Greek player in the whole
Uh,
of Victoria has either played one game or played for 10 years at South Melbourne. You didn't play one. Jesus, Steve.
Correct.
What sort of, what are these things? Conspiracy theories or something?
Well, they may well be, but apparently Steve had a bit of time at Heidelberg.
Yes,
Is
of
that
course he
correct,
did.
is it?
Yes, Steve. Heidelberg, Steve.
Yeah, so once the NSL collapsed, I guess I went to Oakland, and
Yes.
from Oakland I went to Heidelberg, but I only played for the Burgers for about 3-4 games before
Really?
And the Gold Coast,
transitioning to
apparently.
the A League.
So basically, they wanted to grab you straight away. Is that right? Ernie Merrick made the connection. Is that right? Is that right? What I'm saying is, am I not right?
You are correct. You
Ernie
always
Merrick.
are, H.
I don't know what's going on here, mate. I've got this
Well,
feeling. I've got this extrasensory
you-
perception.
There's something about it. Yes, it must be your. Now listen, Steve. Postecoglou voted Scotland Manager of the Year. Now, how did we know that was going to happen? I mean, that was always on the cards, correct?
Yeah, he's. I actually had him when I was 19. He was my coach. I went to the Young Socceroos.
Oh,
World Cup.
Jesus.
Well, I'll tell you
And
what.
but back then he was very good, and obviously he's continued and done amazing things. So congratulations to him. I'm
Yes,
sure
yes,
they're going to
yes.
win the title
Well,
probably this
For
weekend.
sure.
Now, we want to talk to you about. Now, how many years now? When you were at Melbourne Victory, we are talking here. You played in the first game, is that right? You must have played in the first game, Steve, or did you not?
Yeah, played in the first game
Oh,
against Sydney Sydney.
Let me tell you, the first game that you played at,
Ah.
we're talking Etihad Stadium here now, not Marvel, Etihad Stadium. Was I correct to say to you, 50,000 people at Marvel or Etihad Stadium? Were you surprised or what?
Yeah, I was actually. That wasn't the first game
Yes,
though.
yes, that's right.
But that was.
Let's have
I think
another
that was.
ripper.
I think that was season 2. If we beat Sydney at Etihad back then, we would have won the league.
Unbelievable.
But we drew 0-0. But yeah, it was
0-0.
50,000 people.
Mate, I couldn't believe the first game. They were hanging from the rafters up the bloody roof
They
there. You
were
know that?
hanging
Couldn't
from the
believe this.
rafters, they were.
And what's happened here is unbelievable right now. We don't know what's going on. But now, after how many seasons at Melbourne Victory?
I was 4 seasons there.
Jesus,
Four
mate,
seasons,
you're part of
unfortunately, for
part
Steve,
of the furniture, mate. There. I'll tell you what.
part of the
Now,
Couple of championships.
bloody oath, you did.
Is
I'll
that
tell you
all? At the Orange team, mate, along with your mate Bessard and Thomas Broish and
No.
Luke Bratton
Don't go there.
and all the greats there. Maybe you would have won a few more, like
Robbie
your mate
Robbie Cruz, yeah.
Robbie Cruz, when Robbie Cruz was okay, and along with your mate back then, Michael Theoklitos, apparently.
We've actually spoken to him. He's a good
We've spoken
bloke.
to him. He's a very good bloke. And he
He
loved
said,
it.
he said, you know what he said about us,
What did he
Steve?
say?
He said, I can't believe how entertaining this show is. Oh, well, whatever.
Well, he had a laugh, I suppose. It's all about having a laugh.
Now,
And, yeah.
Let's go. Now, did you
go
go
back
to
in
you went to
time.
the Gold Coast first or Perth Glory after?
Gold Coast first, then Perth
Okay.
Glory, correct.
Now, I want to talk to you about the Gold Coast. Is it true you met a gentleman by the name of Palmer? Palmer United. I don't want to get political.
Yes.
A guy by the name of Palmer. Who's this bloke Palmer?
Please
Clive Palmer.
explain, they say, in Queensland.
Yes.
Please explain.
Did you meet him?
Yes, I've met him many a times.
Was he funny?
He was quite funny.
Now,
Larger than life.
mate, we know him larger than life. He's a bloody
Yes, he was
Queenslander.
larger.
Now, let me tell you one thing. We've spoken to Miron Blyberg. He was your coach,
Yes,
wasn't he?
Miron Blyberg.
That's correct.
What was he like as a coach? Tell us, please.
He was no, he was really good. He's entertaining. He was a great coach, and we did quite well when he was the coach up there on the Gold Coast. Made the finals the first 2 years, and
Yes.
yeah, no, great guy. Got a lot of time for Miron, and I
He's
still chat
fantastic.
to him today.
And you spoke to him today? Really?
Not today. I still not today, but I still chat to him.
Okay.
You know, I still keep
Okay.
in contact with him.
Now, we had this rumour about Gold Coast
Ooh.
United that
Ooh.
for some reason,
Yes, tell us.
Mr. Palmer wouldn't let people in. Is that right? At some
Mr.
part of the stadium, is that right?
Well.
Well, to an extent, he shut down half the stadium.
Yes.
Correct.
Yes. And
Yeah.
is that for cleaning reasons or? We didn't want some certain people in there. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I think so. Considering he's a billionaire, he didn't want to pay for.
Mate, that's peanuts for him.
That is, I agree.
And
But,
also the jet. Did you get in? Did you get to ride in that jet?
yeah, in the first when Gold Coast first came in the league, I used to ride in this jet every second week.
Mate.
That is correct.
Now, I found out also, before I put Frothy on, there was all these things. He's got his horn out again. He's got to chop that horn somehow. Listen, Steve, there are rumours on that jet that you guys had some certain fun. Was that right?
Well,
Here we go.
Yes. Can I explain, Harry? I think I know.
Steve, did you guys behave at all or what?
Yeah, well, they behaved. Apparently.
What sort of fun are you talking about?
No, well, we're asking you. I mean, I don't know.
Well, I know, Steve. Can I?
We played 21 and poker.
Yes,
Oh,
and
my God, mate. Any more? Something a bit better than that?
Well, I know everything. Because I know
here
a
we go.
past Gold Coast player, and he told me apparently there was a pole connected from the floor to the ceiling at the back of the jet, and there was you guys took in turn to do a pole dancing, and apparently Taj Minicon was one of the best on the pole.
Really?
Yeah, remember Taj Minicon?
I mean, Indigenous player.
Yes, he's the absolute opposite of Bessard Barisha, I suppose, in ability, I suppose. But we say that in a nice way. I mean,
So,
Taj
Steve,
Minicon.
is this true?
Well, now let's see if Steve can be honest with us here.
Taj Minicon was the best player both on and off the pitch. We'll just leave it at that.
Oh! So there are secrets then. We can't go there, actually.
Well, that's got to be the joke of the night.
Well, Steve, we don't want you to put the rest of the worms out, okay?
Taj Minicon was Australia's answer to Cristiano Ronaldo. Harry, how's that?
I can imagine how big it was too. How many big goals he scored too.
Yes,
That's
he
right.
scored a few
Now
goals there.
we are talking here, and then you went to an NSL club after that plays in the A League.
Oh yes.
That is correct. Perth
We are-
Glory with
Perth Glory.
Tony Sage.
Was he a good coach or what?
No, he was the
Is
chairman or the
chairman,
president,
the
the
owner.
owner.
That's right, yep.
But we had Ian Ferguson, and
Yes.
we made it all the way to the final. And of course, Frothy's team, the Brisbane Roar, cheated in the grand final, and Barisha fell over his own legs, and we lost.
Yes.
Are you sure you didn't trip him over there, Steve?
No, it wasn't me. It was God bless his soul. I think it was Liam Miller, who's now
Yes.
passed away.
Oh, my God,
Yes.
But if VAR was back there, operational back then, I'm sure it would have been chalked off.
Well,
We'll just leave it at that.
so you're talking about Barisha being a ballerina, is that right?
Well,
That is correct.
well now
He
hold
did ballet,
on,
by the way. He's done ballet, by the way.
Now hold on. Now let me be frank, okay? Well, it's not my name, but now let me say this. Now you said if VAR were around, they probably wouldn't have allowed that penalty. Yes and no, Steve. I suppose. Why are they laughing?
Sit down, you people. Stop laughing at
Now
us.
they shouldn't be laughing because I'm serious here. Now you know what, I've said this before. I'm going to say it again, and I want to see your view, your opinion. I want to see what you have to say about this. The 2017 Grand Final. Now, there were 3 players offside, and VAR missed that somehow, Steve. Now, can you talk us through that?
3 who? No, I don't recall. 3 plays offside for which team? For Brisbane.
Well, now hold on. I think
Here we go again.
I think Steve's been drinking more than me tonight.
Steve, what are you doing on the border of bloody Victoria and New South
what's
Wales?
going
What are
on
you
there,
doing
mate?
up there, mate? Jesus.
No, just enjoying the Murray. It's beautiful.
Just enjoying the Murray.
I can imagine the boats going by at night time. That's for sure.
What else are you enjoying on your private boat? Are you having a couple of what do they call the green cigarettes, Harry? What do they call those things?
Ganja. Ganja.
Or something like that. No, well, the 2017 final, Steve. Newcastle Victory. 3 players. The whole world saw it, Steve. Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
The blind man
gotcha.
saw it. Now VAR doesn't work. We've all said that.
No, that's. I agree with you. It should have been offside. It should have been.
Well,
chalked
thank
off.
you very much. Now we should sign a petition, Harry. We should go to the Royal Commission.
No way.
And we should replay that game.
No, please. God,
Because that was one championship that was given to the Victory.
Stop complaining
And,
about it, you bloody
well,
idiot.
sorry,
Bugger,
Steve.
bugger.
Horace the
Shoot
Crow
the bloody
flies
idiot.
past.
Shoot the bloody idiot. Steve, that crow,
sorry
mate,
about
that
that.
crow keeps bothering us about those goals, Steve. I can't believe it, mate.
Sorry, Steve. We got the crow flying over. But look,
Horace, a bloody idiot.
nevertheless, let me say this. I think the Victory are going to win the they're going to win the salad bowl this year.
I think so. The toilet seat.
The toilet seat, they're going to win both. I hate saying this, but I said at the start of the year, they are going all the way. Don't ask me how, but they're going to do it again.
Okay, now, Steve, let me go. Now, when you finished at Perth Glory, how many years were you there?
I was there for about 2 years, 2.5 years.
2.5 years. And then we are talking about Selangor FA, Selangor. Now, that's where they make the beautiful pots, Selangor pots and pewter. Is that right?
Yeah, that's the one, yes.
Yeah, I think that's the one, correct.
And of course, I know my history. Now, Steve, what were you doing there? Was it they were paying you pretty good money at the time? Is that right?
Probably.
Yeah, it was pretty good money. Went to Malaysia. Mehmet Durakovic, who was the coach, and he's a bit of a legend in Selangor. So he brought me across when he was there, and I was only there for about 10, 11 months, but great experience. And Mehmet done really well. He won the Malaysian Cup, which is the biggest title in Malaysia, and he won that after I left with Selangor, and then another team, so Perak. So
okay, so you've actually travelled around Australia, been there through Asia, and played even through Denmark, going to Denmark as well. That's amazing. Now, going back to Denmark, tell me how many people were packing in the stadiums in Denmark. Tell me how many.
There was a few. But the stadiums aren't massive.
Yes.
But probably around the 10,000 mark.
Geez, 10,000 is unbelievable. We're not getting that down here anyway.
No.
Now,
And,
Frothy, you got something, Steve?
Well, Steve, Robbie Slater, your mate and our mate, he made a claim today, and he says it's the worst A-League season ever.
It's true.
Now, Robbie, if you're listening,
I love
shut
Robbie.
up. No, shut up. Don't bag the game. We had COVID, Harry. And games had to get reshuffled midweek.
I get you.
Now, if you're going to get 3,000 on a Saturday night, you're going to get 22 on a Wednesday night. So we can't help that. Now, if he's a lover of the game, Steve, he shouldn't sit there and bag the sport we all love. He shouldn't be bagging it. Keep it to yourself. So, Robbie Slater, shame on you. If you're going to come out with some news, be positive because we know that numbers are down for ABC reasons. But Robbie Slater, I think that's a low blow, Harry.
Low blow. Well, we know what Slater's all about, don't we, Steve? He's sort of like, what do they call him, a dictator of the game? He wants it his way, or the highway. Is that right, like us?
Maybe so.
That's I think he's probably disappointed he's been let go of Fox Sports.
Of course,
he
has
no longer got to get. Where did he say that in his newspaper column or something?
He said it on social media, but the thing is, I say this all the time. Okay, it's not on Foxtel, for argument's sake. Fair enough. They lost the deal for whatever reason. Now, we know the reasons. Well, that makes you all the more wanting to go and see the team play. Go and leave some money there so we can attract more players and more sponsors and better quality to come here. But unfortunately, people aren't going. What the quick fix is, have you got one for us, Steve? How can we fix it?
I'd like to see the introduction of promotion relegations. I think there's a lot of state league teams, in Victoria, New South Wales, and around the country, which will add a bit of excitement. So
exactly.
When that happens, obviously, financially, logistics, all that sort of stuff.
Yes.
But I think there's a lot of people out there in the state leagues that will throw a bit of money to it. Yep. So the sooner the better, I reckon. Now,
Steve, we're gonna do a comparison here. All the clubs you play, not your comparison. We're gonna be doing this special thing where we go 1 out of 10 for every club you played for. Now, you played for Heidelberg, Melbourne Victory, Gold Coast, Perth Glory. Now, let's have a look at which club out of 10. How much would you give Heidelberg United out of 10? You didn't play there long, but anyway.
I'd say a 5, I reckon.
It was about 3-4 games, but given I didn't play there that long, probably a 6.
A 6, okay. Now, Melbourne Victory. Let's have a look at this one.
Who are they? Never heard of them.
Oh, Steve knows who they are.
I'd say 10 out of 10.
10? My God, you give an A-League club 10 out of 10? Gold Coast United.
Wait a minute. If you go Victory 10, Gold Coast should get 20 out of 10.
Oh, well.
All the fun nights at Gold Coast, I agree. 20 out of 10.
I can't do that one, Steve. It's 10 then.
Yes, and the private jet, the greasy pole in the back.
What was it?
Yes, we had Taj Minicon all oiled up there in the old G-banger there, Harry. And can we go further with that?
I'm actually on Clive Palmer's boat on the Murray now.
Oh my! Is he with you? Is he with you?
Put him on. Put the great man on.
Is he there? Is he?
The gift that keeps on giving, Clive.
He's unbelievable, mate. Look after football, mate. For God's sakes, tell him that we're the only football show in the country, mate.
Well, we
tell
could do
him.
with a sponsor. I mean,
of course,
maybe $1 million here. What's that for,
now,
Mr. Palmer?
Now you got it. That's why you gave 10 out of 10. I know that's for sure. That's why you gave him 10 out. Now Perth Glory. Now, come on, now, Steve. You got to say something about this.
The Glory. I tell you what.
Oh, he'll be close. I'll give him a 9 out of 10.
I know why you did that. I know why you did that. I know.
Well, why
You're
was
trying to
that,
keep
Harry?
Melbourne Victory and Gold Coast United up the top there. I get you.
Yes.
Now, Steve.
Yep.
Now, Steve. I hear that you were involved at Oakley Cannons. Is that right?
Oh, the Cannons.
I was, but not anymore. I'm involved just as a supporter these days.
We
but,
saw you. I saw you play there.
I did play and I did coach them as well as an
Really?
assistant coach to Chris Taylor.
CT. Mate.
Taylor.
He knows me. He knows us very well.
Chris, the great man, Taylor.
That's right. He's a great coach, is he? Some certain clubs should never have got rid of him, eh?
Well, it's a bit like Victory with Ernie Merrick. He won all the championships and they gave him the arse, Harry. Now, what is going on down at the Victory?
There's a bit of jealousy there with some committee members or something, I think. That's what usually happens,
There's got to be something going on.
Now, Steve, your greatest moment playing, was it NSL or A-League? What was the greatest moment?
Oh, A-League, definitely.
No.
Oh, I'll probably have to say winning the A-League titles 15 years ago when Archie scored the 6.
Oh, my God. That game against Adelaide United.
Well, we had Archie on and he told us.
Do you remember one thing I'll tell you about that game? I remember one thing about that game. Who was that guy that used to play for South Melbourne that played for Adelaide United? And he actually went up to the referee and he said, "You're shit." Who remember that?
Was it Volcan?
Volcanus, you're shit.
Wow,
I don't even know why I didn't even a bloody red card to get him off. Remember that? You're shit, mate. He goes. I'll never forget that.
Now, Steve, we've had Archie on. Now, Archie's made some big calls, mate. He said that Victory can match Barcelona, which I personally think he was smoking some grass.
They're coming here.
But listen, maybe they're under 15s. Maybe they're under 15s.
Yes.
But look, we had Archie on, believe it or not, Steve, and he actually said a couple of goals quite possibly were offside.
Not again.
And he said the other ones, he just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Which is fair enough. But at the end of the day, look, he scored half a dozen. It's going to go down in history. Regardless how you got him, he still scored 6. But nevertheless, he's no Bessart Berisha. Steve, do you agree there?
Who scores a double hat trick?
Yes, I agree. He's not Bessart Berisha. He's probably better than Bessart Berisha. So.
Right, yes.
Well, now I think
he's a soccer mate.
I don't know what Steve's drinking on a boat on the Murray there, mate. He might be catching some big
no,
con over there, or stingrays or something.
I think you're drinking some of that very expensive French champagne, Steve. Is that right?
Well, maybe Steve's drinking.
He must have some cellars in the place.
A Great Northern. We're going to crack open
just
another
the baby. The Penfold 389, just the baby Grange that goes down all right.
Mate, that's $500 worth. Where'd you get that from? Jesus, mate, $500 worth. $500. $500. No, not $500 a bottle. $500 a glass.
Well, wait a minute.
Jesus, mate.
Mr. Palmer's got that in his bloody console, mate.
I know that. My God, mate.
What's
Now,
that
Steve,
even?
I'm going to go back to you played one game in the Australian under-20s. Now, what we always used to say is, once a Socceroo, always a Socceroo. No matter what, you played one game. How'd you go?
No, it was. I played every lead-up game.
Yep.
In the going to the World Cup under-20s, but the great Michael Thwaite came in the last minute and took my position.
That bloke.
He lives on the Gold Coast now, but we're very good mates.
Fantastic.
He done very well and had a few Socceroos caps as well. So
fantastic.
But it was a good experience, and like I said, Andrew was the coach, and we reached the quarterfinal.
Yes.
And got knocked out to the UAE, which was disappointing. But no, really good experience.
It's amazing that you played. You played one game for Socceroos. Now, can I ask you a question? Do you have that spew shirt? Did you end up with that spew shirt like the others?
Oh no!
Please, don't tell me you haven't got that.
Spew shirt?
The Kingaroo shirt, Kingaroo one.
No, I missed that one.
Mate, you should have had it. Everybody loves that shirt. They like to burn that one anyway.
Steve wore one for years at the Victory, mate. He's had the worst shirt I've ever bloody seen.
Unbelievable, mate.
Hey?
Steve, now, what are you doing these days? Are you coaching anymore? Are you doing anything at all?
No, I'm not. I'm not involved with football, unfortunately. I just go watch my son on the weekends,
That's
and I
fantastic.
do watch a few NPL games with Oakley and
Okay.
the Bayside Argonauts. State three. So I still
Bayside
go to the local community and watch a bit of football, the A
That's
League,
good.
of course. But I am a mortgage broker these days,
Aha.
so
Steve,
Well,
now,
well,
football, we've got 3 sponsors. We're looking for number 4 if you're interested.
Yes, well, why not, Steve? Join the party.
I'm happy to sponsor you guys. Every deal I do, or every deal you send through, mention this program, I'll give you a kickback. How does that
I'll
sound?
give you a call, Steve. How's that? We only charge $50 a month. That's all we do. That's nothing.
Well, let's make it 100. Let me make 50 for
Oh,
a
here we
change,
go. Another,
too.
yeah,
I
go
mean,
on. He
50
wants his
bucks.
champagne too. Sorry about that.
Well,
Got to pay for
someone's got to
champagne.
pay for the beer.
Now,
I mean,
Steve,
seriously, mate.
Steve, the next chapter of your life, are you going to play like a lot of guys play? Like we've spoken to Joe Spiteri. Of
Joe
course, you
Spiteri,
might know
yes.
Joe Spiteri.
Yes.
He's still playing. He's still playing at his age. Are you going to give it a go or what?
Nah, I think that's me done. I don't
you
want to
serious?
play over. Yeah. Nah, I'm happily retired, and I don't think I'll put the boots back on. But I'm happy with that as well. I'm comfortable with that. So
Okay.
Well, that's all that matters. And, well, I'll tell you what, before we let Steve go, one last thing, Steve. We do an NSL A-League comparison here.
I've got to do this.
Well, we got to do this. Look, a lot of past.
Get the hell
Sorry
out
about
of
that,
bloody
Steve.
crow. Now shoot him again,
Horace
mate.
the Crow is flying
Keep
over
missing
again.
that bloody idiot. Horace the
Can
bloody.
you book him for
I'm
another
going to
night,
bring him in
please?
right in front of us to strangle him. I'll tell you right now, mate.
I'll
Bloody
give him a
mud.
tinny, I suppose.
Bloody hell.
Now, a lot of great pasts like yourself struggle with this. Well, for obvious reasons. NSL A-League comparison. I've chosen 2 strikers, very, very good ones.
Oh, no.
And one guy we've had on the show.
Who's that?
Well, your mate Cosy, I suppose.
Oh, Cosmina.
Yeah,
Oh,
we've,
he loves us.
I've got Cosmina versus the great man Barisha. Who would you say
Here we
to
go.
your grandkids was the better player?
oh, I'd have to say Cozzy.
Oh,
Really? Okay.
Well.
Okay.
You know Cozzy personally? Is that why you're saying it, or what's the go there? Because it sounds to me, well, you know what? I think Steve's had a few beers on the boat on the Murray there tonight, mate.
a few ports as well. A few ports.
Cozzy's a great Australian, great Socceroo.
There you go.
Done wonders for the game.
Great
Yeah,
Australian.
So has Barisha, but for me it's Cozzy.
Well, I thought Cozzy was Polish. He told us he was Polish.
He is
When you
Polish,
go
yes.
to
He's
Australia.
part Polish,
He's
yes.
a Pole. And
he
Barisha,
loves
they called him the Albanian salesman, apparently. Harry.
That's right, yes, I can never.
the
Oh, my
Albanian
God, mate,
salesman.
I'm going to go politically. Steve, want to thank you for joining us tonight.
Well, I
we
tell
know
you
your
what,
time is valuable wherever
is
you
very
are.
valuable.
We don't want to take you over your champagne, of course, so we want you to get back to your champagne and enjoy yourself, Steve. How's that? And make Clive's there. How are you, Clive?
Well, I'll tell you what, Harry, before Steve goes, maybe we can do a show on Clive's boat. One
We
night on
should
the
do that,
Murray.
yes, on the
How's
Murray.
that?
How is that, Steve?
Eh? That'd be
Mate, I
fantastic.
agree. We should sort that out for sure. No problem.
We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
Couple
We
of
will.
fishing rods, I suppose.
Oh, no, we'll bring all the bloody supporters there, mate.
Yeah, we
on
can
the
get
Murray.
John Saz, the Greek god there. We could
That's
even
right.
get Chris Taylor there as well.
We should get him,
And,
exactly.
and Taj Minicon.
Of course, he'll
Let's
be
organise
doing the
that.
show for us,
He
yeah.
can do the show for us, absolutely.
Steve, thank you for joining us tonight. Thank you very much, Steve. Enjoy
Thanks,
your night.
guys. Thanks,
Talk to you
Sage.
I'll
Frothy,
talk
good
to you
on you
soon.
guys. All the
Catch you, mate.
best.
Good night, Steve. Catch you, mate.
Yeah.
God, what an
What a
amazing
legend.
guy he is, mate. Oh, mate, he's amazing.
Let's get... Are we finished, huh?
Yeah, no, we're not finished.
She-
We're going to bring somebody special on right now before
Well,
we
who
bring
we got
Mr.
now?
NPL. We're
Mr.
gonna-
NPL?
No, we're going to Mr. Kenny Wilson. Oh, mate.
Kenny
We're gonna-
Wilson?
He's got some news for us. He's got some news for us, guys. Kenny Wilson.
I've never heard of Kenny Wilson. Who is that
The
guy?
Flying Scot, all the way from
Flying
Sydney,
Scot.
guys.
All the way from Sydney. Well, let's
We
get
got
the
to
young
get
man
we got to
on.
get Mr. Wilson on. Mr. Wilson. Remember that show?
Yes,
the
Mr. Wilson,
Wilson. Wilson.
Yes, that's the one. Yep,
The
I remember
Castaway.
that. Well, the Castaway.
Let's get Kenny on from Sydney, guys.
The person you are calling is not available.
Oh my
Well,
God, he's done it.
please
He's done it to us,
He's
mate.
done it to us. He's probably had a word with Mr. NPL.
Of
well, I'll
course.
tell you what, let's go second best. What do we call Mr. NPL
Let's
then?
call Mr. NPL. And
Let's see what he's got to say.
a shock to the
Diggy,
system.
diggy, 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 diggy,
Hang on,
hey,
Fred, I've got to
diggy,
find
diggy,
him
diggy,
first.
diggy. Oh,
But you know what, Frothy, about when you said before about
Yes.
Mr. Slater,
Mr.
honestly,
Slater,
mate,
yeah.
that guy is absolutely mad. He, as what Steve said before
Well,
about him, about what he said about him, that he lost his contract at Fox Sports. He's trying to bore his way back in or something.
Yes.
That's the problem here.
Well, Mr. Slater, look, great player, probably very underrated player. Played a
He was very good,
many
mate.
years ago. Great player. Well, sort of part of the golden generation those days.
No, he was just under him.
He was just under him, was he? But
Mr. MPLA, mate.
well, another great player, Robbie Slater.
He won't answer tonight. You watch.
Hello.
Mr. NPL, is that you? Is that you, Mr. NPL?
How we going? What's
Very
going
good,
on?
Mr.
Second
Imperial.
best, mate.
Hey? He's still blowing his horn, mate. When I chop that horn up one day.
Melbourne!
Froggies.
He's lost.
Hey!
What are you doing?
Oh, mate. we're
Froggies on
laughing.
second best, mate, according to
I
you.
tell you what,
Froggies.
I tell you what, mate. Steve Pantalidis was absolutely so comfortable the
Yes,
way.
yes.
And Steve's watching us right now. There you go, Steve.
Now,
He was
Gav.
so comfortable, mate.
Gav, I tell you what, who had the better sort of ability to break legs, Steve Pantalidis or Kevin Muscat?
I don't know. Steve Pantalidis is more A-League, and he played a couple of for the
Yeah, he
Burgers
played
and
for the-
played a couple of games for Oakley.
Yes, he
So,
did.
I don't know. Muscat, he's just a butcher. He's a
The butcher.
That's what he is, mate. You know
The
what I
butcher-
mean?
the butcher-
Bloody butcher!
I don't want to put Steve Pantalidis into that group of player, into that
Well, I'll tell you
class
what.
of player.
You know
No,
what?
I don't want to insult him or that. So.
No, but he was a bit rough at times. I forgot to ask him that.
Steve was a bit rough. He was.
a bit rough. He gave
Yeah,
away the
no.
old yellow card, old Stevie Boy.
Enjoyed the interview. That wasn't bad, mate. Talk about Clive, mate. I loved Clive for about 5 minutes. Absolutely loved him when he was taking on Frank Lowy in the FFA.
Oh, it was beautiful.
And he was going to create his own football federation.
Yeah,
I don't know if you remember
Football
that. And he got
Australia.
Archie Fraser as the chief executive.
Yes, he
And
was.
the
Bloody
press
hell.
conference on Fox Sports. And
We saw that.
I loved it.
We saw
I
that.
was absolutely loving it. I was thinking, yeah, right, here we go.
We saw
Here
that.
we go, mate. Someone's going to take on Lowy. And it was all just a joke. It was all just a mirage. It was just a fantasy. It was a fraud. It was typical Clive Palmer at his
Yes,
best,
mate. He knows how to manipulate a crowd, doesn't he? Of course he does.
He's a fraud, mate. That's all he is. He's a dead set fraud.
He's got a lot of money to do it, hasn't he?
Well, let's be.
Of course he has, Harry.
Now
Of course he has. But,
let's
you
be
know,
serious.
I'm talking about football. I don't know about the rest of his life, but I'm just talking about football.
Well,
That's
Gav, Clive, I know I've said it before, but I'll say it again in case people didn't listen
Keep
in
talking.
that night. He actually said he doesn't like the game. He's only in it for the money.
Well, that's
now,
what it was. That's what it was.
Now,
Right,
come on.
Crofties, I know.
You can't say that, for heaven's sake.
Opening up half a stadium only, for God's sakes.
And he had the cameras facing the direction where there was no people. I mean, what is going on with
Yeah, I know.
Clyde? What about his
Oh, he's a
missus,
dickhead.
Mrs. Palmer? Is he
Never
got a
seen
missus?
her. I don't know, mate. Never seen her. Never seen her once on TV. Gold
Well,
Coast United. Australia United Party. He's on bloody every second ad on TV at the moment.
Well, maybe he
Never
did
seen
have
her
a
once,
missus.
mate.
He was his own Mrs. Palmer. You never know that.
Well,
Gav.
who knows, Crofties, mate? Who
Yes,
knows?
yes,
Maybe,
and I'll tell you what.
maybe he's a bit like an Andy Brennan, mate. Something like that. Who knows, mate?
Please don't
well,
go there.
you
Don't go
know,
there, boys. Please don't go there, please.
But anyway, now South Melbourne flying, Gav. You must be excited.
Yeah, yeah, we're going well, mate. We're going well. Back-to-back wins after the Oakley loss. A couple of weeks ago, we beat Altona on Anzac Day, which is great. Went to the game, actually. It was a good win.
Yes.
1-0. Harrison Sawyer scored 87th minute.
Again.
It was a good game, that.
What about that Queens? The other Queenslander, is he still throwing the ball that long?
Yes. What's his
Yeah,
name?
what's his name? What's he?
Micah Johnson, was it? What's his name? Something
He just a new guy. Got his name.
Taj Minikon?
Not Taj.
No, but no, it was a good. We're going well. We're going pretty well. You know what I mean? So can't complain at all. We're top of the table, 6 points clear at the top. Oakley's game against the Knights was postponed, so because of the rain on Friday night. I was supposed to go to that game and it got postponed. So, but yeah, no, we're going well. Like, can't complain at all.
Yes.
We beat Port 3-0.
Jesus, 3-0.
yeah.
3-0.
The other games, the Burgers. Harry, you're my boss. 4-0 to Green Gully.
Who's
And
that?
they were-
4-0.
Heidelberg
I'm
lost
not talking to
4-0
you,
to Green
please.
Gully.
Please don't talk to me.
Well, Gav, I'm sorry. Katsakis is out of a job, mate.
No, he's not.
And he's a thrashing.
Yeah, well, they put some results together, Heidelberg, and
And they have,
like
and they will.
going to try and climb the table. But then, 4-0 against Green Gully was an interesting result.
Jesus.
Avondale, Neil, Dandy City, Neil, which is an interesting result as well.
They're booing
Avondale
us.
dropping
They're
points
booing.
against Dandy City.
Jesus.
South 3, Port, Neil.
Jesus.
Hume got their first win of the season, 1-0 over Eastern Lions.
Oh, that's unbelievable. I mean, who cares about those two teams? They're going to be going anyway, aren't they?
Well, Hume, 2 weeks ago I went to Green Gully Hume,
Yes.
and it looks like something's happened at Hume. I think somehow maybe they've
lost their way.
turned the corner with the coach leaving. They got a new manager in.
Yep.
Maybe they found some fun somewhere or something, Harry. I don't know. But there was a big increase in belief, passion,
Yes.
desire. They played really well against Good Girl. They're unlucky. They should have at least got a draw out of that game. They lost 1-0.
So
and then they get their first win against Eastern Lions, and they're out of the bottom two.
So
they're third last.
Oh Jesus! So the last three teams are the ones that go. Is that right? And the third one, the third last.
Bottom two
go, and the third last play in the playoff. Is that right? To stay in or out?
They used to, but now no. Now
no
they
more.
used to, but no.
The last
no
three
more
now.
The bottom two go down automatically. So,
so the third last goes down too now.
Third last will stay up.
Oh really? They don't do that no more.
Yeah,
that's
don't
not
do a
fair.
playoff anymore.
It's not fair.
It's a bit stupid.
It's
I
not
think
fair. It's an exciting.
There should be a playoff in the second.
That's an exciting game.
The last two games were I'll just finish off this. Were Bentley nil, Altona nil. Good result for Altona.
Yes, I get you.
Altona's got like I think they've conceded the second least goals this season. They got 11.
Yes.
Second most. If they can equal second with Port Melbourne, 11.
Really? Jesus.
11 from 11 games, Altona.
Can't believe
they
it.
conceded. But their problem is they can't score. They've only got 6. They only scored 6 from 11. So, but they're a good side, Altona, and I see them definitely staying up.
Can't believe it. I can't believe, Gavin.
Altona
the last game was what's the last game? The last game was St Albans 1, Denny's Thunder 2. So good with Denny's Thunder. They're still on the chance on the cusp.
Unbelievable.
Of making the top 6.
Unbelievable.
2 points out of the 6.
Jesus.
You got St Albans and Denny Thunder on 17 points from 11 games on 7 from 8. And they're doing really well. Both those clubs.
It wasn't St Albans Saints on top at one stage or second?
Second at one stage. Correct.
Jesus, that's unbelievable.
They're both still in a hunt for final spots. Oh, the Knights.
Jesus.
Heidelberg, well, they're 12 points. They're 7 behind Green Gully at the moment.
Yep, I get you. Yep.
And then Altona
on
11. Dandy City on 7.
Yes.
Hume on 5. Eastern Lions on 4.
It's tight at the bottom, eh? Ooh.
Yeah, correct. It's tight at the bottom and at the top. Like
amazing.
We're playing some really good football. Like we only lost the one game in the league against Oakley away.
Yes.
But I just know that there's going to be a sticky patch sometime in the future, somewhere along, and we're going to start dropping games. We're going to start dropping points.
You can't win.
And I just don't see us staying top for the whole season. I just don't see that.
Yes.
This league's too competitive, it's too tight, and it's too unpredictable.
That's unbelievable.
But, yeah,
so where are we
round
now?
11. We're up to
How many rounds do we have left?
Round 11. We're up to, Harry. We've got 15 more to go.
That's a bloody long season. I tell you what, mate. Jesus.
And
what I mean, 15. Not even halfway point yet.
Not even there.
And they're on top of the ladder, South Melbourne, at the moment, are they, Gav?
We're top. Brockies, I played 11, won 9, drawn 1, lost 1, scored 30, conceded 7, goal difference of 23, 28 points.
Oh, my God.
We're going well, mate.
Well,
and we're not just going well with performances. We're not just going well as a result. We're playing some good football, too.
Hold on.
And you know what, before you start? That Pablo Escobar, mate, he must be giving them something to bloody do well. Pablo Escobar, the coach. Pablo Escobar, mate, he's got some good stuff there with him. Is that right?
Now listen, Gav. You just gave me all these figures that this team is pretty much the Manchester United of Victorian football.
No, not really.
And then you tell us
really for Brockies at all, mate.
No way.
Better than United, mate.
9 wins. Well, we're talking about in a Victorian standard. And they've got all the runs on the board, scored the most goals, won the most games, conceded the less goals, playing great coach, this, that, the other. And then you tell me they're not going to finish first on the ladder. Now, what are you so negative for, Gav?
You're right there, Gav.
Do you know something we don't know? Are they releasing players?
you know what the NPL's like, NPL Victoria's like, you know what South's like. There's always some pending disaster just waiting around the corner for
That's right.
us.
Yes, that's right.
As always.
Yeah, COVID.
You know what I mean? So
COVID
let's
again
just
with
wait
stuff.
and see what happens.
No.
I'd be back.
It's
hanging out, Frothies. I would take a top 3 finish right now.
That's
Someone
right.
said to me,
Exactly.
we'll give you a 3rd spot right now. I'd take it. Mate.
Permanently on the ladder there for the whole season, yes.
So what you're
I
saying?
would take it right now.
So what you're saying? You're confident South won't finish first, second, third.
I'm hoping we can finish in that top 2, of course.
Yes.
But what I'm saying is that if someone offered me 3rd right now, I would take it. That's a home final, elimination, home final, and we're 2 wins away from a grand final and 3 wins away from a championship. So
Well,
I'd take that. You know what I mean?
Well,
'Cause
now,
I just
Gav,
think
are you on the Scotch
anything could
tonight?
happen.
What are you drinking tonight, mate?
Nothing, mate. Nothing.
Now, are you sure?
Gavin, we're going to have to finish early because we've got another special guest coming on right now. He's just gave me messages.
Who have we got on there?
If you want to hang on with us, you can hang on and ask him some questions.
Well, let's have a four-way.
We have a foursome. Have a foursome.
Let's
You like to
have a
stay there,
foursome.
Gavin? Stay where you are, okay?
That's all right. I'll let you go. Let you have a chat.
No. You can hang on because it's here. No, you want to stay on.
It's fine. It's no problems.
It's only
I'll
last.
talk to you next week and stuff anyway. And
Gavin, thank you for joining us tonight, eh?
no worries, guys. I'll talk to you soon anyway, and I'll come up with some more. We can talk about NPL 2 and NPL 3
we want to
next
talk
week
about
and whatever else is going on.
And you
talk about Celtic.
Yes.
Celtic's going to win the league, mate. So that's great. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I want to give you a mission. Gavin.
Ooh.
Apparently, next week they're going to be releasing details of the second division in Australia.
No, it's not going to happen. I'll tell you now.
Gavin, have a look on
Right,
the news this
you,
week.
mate. I don't think second. We can talk about it next week because I've changed my opinion on the second division. I've gone on the Frothy side. I can't believe I'm saying this.
Don't leave me alone. Do not leave me alone. Gavin, don't leave me alone. Don't leave me alone. Shot me,
anyway, we can talk about this next week, guys. All
right, Gavin, we'll see you next week, eh? Thanks, mate.
No worries, guys. Talk
Thank you,
to you
Gavin.
soon, all right?
Thanks, Gavin. Thank you. Catch up, mate. Bye bye. Now we've got to get this bloke on, mate. He's swapped sides. I'll kill him for that.
Well,
Kenny Wilson's coming on, mate. Here he comes.
When we talk about people who know the game, clearly I know the game. I've made some predictions. I've made 4 or 5 predictions, apparently.
Mr. Wilson, are
and
you there?
they've all come true.
I am, sir.
Finally got you on football. That's Frothy's talking at the moment right now.
What we're going to do now, Kenny. Is this Kenny or Conor McGregor?
It's not bloody Conor McGregor, mate. For God's sakes, mate. It is the only guy in Sydney that knows the game. For God's sake.
So it's Conor Wilson, is it? What's his name?
God help us here again, mate.
Kenny Wilson, is it?
Have you got Frosty on there with you? Have you?
He is. Frothy's here too.
Yes. Well, Kenny, we just had one of the other guests we usually have on, Mr. NPL, and great man, smart man, obviously follows the great South Melbourne, best team ever to play in Victoria.
Oh, God.
You know that, Kenny. But now, listen, let's go through this really quickly, right? Second division, what's happening? Is it going to work? Is it going to happen? Will it be successful?
Kenny don't like it.
Give us your view. Now, you know it better than us. Now, give us something.
Look, I would love to see something happen, but the reality and all honesty, hand on heart, what I'm seeing around the traps at the moment, absolutely no chance.
Thank you very much.
After what
Kenny.
happened in Sydney yesterday, Kenny, oh boy.
Now, Kenny, it just goes to show you, someone who knows the game, clearly you know the game very well, will always give us the correct answers. Now, I've been saying this all along, and people laugh because I have a couple of cans of beer. Now, we know you're not drinking tonight. Well, maybe he's on the Scotch and Coke tonight, Kenny.
No, he's on the...
No, not yet, mate. Not yet. I'm still... I'm still eating through a straw after playing in the game yesterday, so I'm okay.
Glenfinnan Scotch from Scotland. That's right.
That's the one. Yes,
Glenfinnan, yeah.
That's it.
Well, you're right, Kenny. You're right. We all want it to happen, but
heart. You know, the heart. Sometimes the heart rules ahead. You know, there's a couple of clubs that possibly could. You know, Marconi. They've got their own ground. They've got their club. You know, they're well run, great structure. You know, run within a budget. And I think, to be honest, Sydney United's probably the same because they own their own ground.
That's right.
They've got their own club, so they've got the infrastructure. But they're the only two. There's no one else, and maybe Apia. And Apia, and you know, Apia obviously don't own the ground, but obviously they've they've got the lease on it. But from a perspective of they 3 teams, yeah, maybe. But yeah, I've got to be honest, mate. Hand on heart, I'm a Sydney Olympic boy till I die.
Yes.
But what I saw yesterday was just heartbreaking.
Kenny, when you spoke to me earlier, I was just very surprised that some people send me some videos, and some guy said to me on one of the posts there saying, commiserations for only having 27 people in the stand. Is that real?
No. Look. I mean, obviously, and I saw who sent that to him, but the reality was, there was probably at the end or probably midway through our Legends game, I would say there was probably 1,200 there.
Oh God, lucky.
But let me reflect. When Apia did it, is 9 months ago.
Yes.
4,500.
How many?
4,500 we had.
It couldn't even get that in an A-League game right now, to tell you the truth.
4,500.
Yeah,
that's right.
We had 4,500 at the when Apia did it at Lambert Park. So, and I take my hat off to Tony and the guys at Apia.
Yes.
They put on a magnificent day that day. They had food stalls, entertainment. They had all the Apia kids there. It was a sight to be seen. They were terrific. They had they put on a nice corporate spread after the game for the I hate calling it legends, but ex-players, and it was a wonderful day. I mean, I had my 2 daughters with me, and they treated them beautifully. They took them upstairs and care. Well, they were just, it was magnificent, and it was
exactly.
and it was organised, and I went and walked around, bought different foods. There was merchandise stalls. There was there was retro kit.
Oh, God.
And I bought stuff. I spent a couple $100.
Unbelievable.
And sadly, my club yesterday, I think we had a Euro truck, a candy floss stall,
boy,
a jumping castle, and I think there might have been a table with a pizza stand getting set up.
Oh my God.
And I'm not being disrespectful, but I really have to say this. We've got players like Danny Mullis driving all the way up from Canberra.
Yes.
And after the game, we go upstairs and we get a paper plate and a party pie.
My God, man.
I mean, really, I'm ashamed to say it. And also, in my day at Olympic, all the players had suits or blazers. You could identify everyone. The committee or the board were identified by the club blazers.
Yes.
We've gone back 100 years. They're wandering around with t-shirts and track pants on, and I don't know what's going on. I mean, I wouldn't know any of the committee if I fell over them now.
Jeez.
And whereas you can identify them, and mate, there must be at Belmore Oval, there must be about 25 or 30 corporate boxes up there.
Yes. There
was not one corporate box used yesterday. So they never engaged with any of the Greek businesses. Or I just don't understand that. I'm flabbergasted by it, to be honest. I'm still recovering by how disappointed it was. It was so amateurish. It was so unorganised. It was just, and it reflected on the crowd. It reflected on the crowd. I mean, I'm looking at it. I'm going, I'm looking at the crowd. And I'm going up, and I'm saying, well, what's happening? Is there, corporate box after for the players, let's, it's obviously Sydney Olympics Day, so some Greek food, whatever, let's engage. And going back to Frothy, what you're saying about the second division, if you want to make this work, you've got to engage with the community.
Exactly.
Every box yesterday should have been full. Even if they offered it for free to the local Greek community businesses or whatever, free, come, bring your families, come, we want to engage you. There shouldn't have been an empty box there yesterday.
Yes. Well,
there should not have been an empty box there yesterday.
Now,
and I'm sort of, anyway, I'm really annoyed about it. I've got to be honest. Because, as I say, they're my club and I love them to death. But if that's where they're heading, and that's the level they're at, mate, we'll be lucky to be playing the NPL because it was pathetic.
Frothy?
Well, Kenny, I tell you what, you read my mind. Exactly what you said. I could have said the same thing. There's another club down here in Victoria. Let's just say they wear a blue and white top, Harry.
Beep.
We can't say who they are. But you played against them lots of times. And
oh, God.
They are one club. We've had, I've spoken to past players, not on the show, and basically we're actually talking about legends. You've played with quite a few of these, and when they've gone back to the club for whatever reason, they don't even get looked at. They don't even get spoken to. They don't get welcomed.
Remember what Georgie Campbell said? Ridiculous.
So look, there you go. Look, maybe.
It doesn't take a genius. If they if our club, my club, Sydney Olympic, if they had organised their corporate boxes yesterday, and brought businesses in, and they had gone to Marshall Soper, Peter Scotland, Peter Catholis, me, Gary Meyer, and said, guys, will you donate your time and engage with these businesses on behalf of the club? Mate, I'd run there. I wouldn't even drive there. I'd walk there.
Kenny, can I ask you a question, Kenny? Just one question?
Yeah.
Now, we know that John Bourlos is finished. Are you looking for a position as a CEO? I think it's about time you got involved, Kenny,
Well,
look, Laurie's there. Laurie's on the board, and I hope Laurie tunes in tonight because, Laurie probably is one of the guys that can probably engage with the community because he's very good at it.
He's very good.
And it's on life support, mate. He needs to do it urgently, because I keep making excuses and saying, look, if and when something happens, the people will come. But they're not going to come unless we engage with them. They're not just going to come for the sake of coming. And I keep saying, guys, make an effort. A lot of the ex-players, and when I mean the ex-players, I'm talking about guys that played there 77, 78, 79. Graham Jennings.
Yes.
We're talking probably 600 or 700 Australian caps amongst them. Marshall Soper. There's that many.
Big names.
And if they turn around and said to these us and said, guys, we need some help. We want to try and re-engage with, whether it be just the Greek population or wherever, Belmore, it doesn't really matter. But we need you to help us engage with the local businesses, just like, I think I've told you before, John Wark is a friend of me and Alex Jameson. We grew up together. Well, he does it with Ipswich and Liverpool. He does, he gets paid for it. But the fact is, they use players to engage with all the corporate boxes.
Oh, my God.
They get them on the match day. They bring them in. Well, we would do it for free, just to help the club.
Unbelievable.
But it's such, if they don't get that corporate level and professionalism, if you don't look professional, you ain't professional. I don't care who it is.
Yes, correct. That's correct.
You've got to look the part to be the part.
That's correct.
And I'm sounding annoyed because I really am annoyed.
I know you would be.
I'm really annoyed.
I was actually, Kenny, I was looking forward to this because the stories you told us last year with the cat ride with Peter Catholis, how it was a beautiful day, the amount of people that turned up there, and what you just said before. I was looking forward to this day, to seeing it all on talking to you. As I said, I'll get you on today to talk about it, and that's what you told me earlier. I just can't believe that they couldn't keep it going from last year. All right, there was COVID last year too, but look, to get that many people there to watch the past players or legends, if they want to call that, and bring that much money to their club, this is ridiculous. Maybe they should have the same promotions person that did this at Apia. To get Apia to organise it next time down there, I think that's the way it should be done.
Yeah, well, you had Tony Rashidi and Joe Nalagirani, and there was quite a few people there, but they did a marvellous job.
Yes.
Elia, they had Elia on there, and she was doing the PR, and she took my daughters up. Look, they just did a fantastic job, and hats off to Tony and all the other people that did it, and it just felt like a whole day a celebration. They're still blowing up the bouncy castle halfway through our game.
I can't believe this.
I'm getting more annoyed as I'm talking about it. It's just really get the bouncy castle up at least at 11 o'clock before the first game when the under-20s are on.
Yes.
So when people are bringing their kids, they can go and play. It's supposed to be it was supposed to be a whole day of celebration or and torture. Anyway, look, mate, all I can say is that unless there's a massive change in attitude and how things are run and how things are done and how you're going to engage with the community, and it doesn't have to be just a Greek community. And if you're not going to engage with them and you're not going to be professional about it, we're less professional than we were in '77, and I thought
Yes.
we were quite professional in '77. We played at the old sports ground. We all had suits. The committee had suits. We had bags. We travelled. It was and you had that. It just looked right. It just looked professional. This is like my local club's more professional than that. You've got wet jackets and suits and really. Anyway, look, mate. Sorry to be a bit of a wet blanket, but
they need to wind up. They need to wind up, Kenny.
As I say, they're in my heart. They'll always be in my heart. They're my club. I love them to death, and I love the players. Cat's a dear friend. All Graham Jennings, all the boys.
Right.
I love them to death. But I've got to say, that it's going nowhere. The second division has got no chance of going anywhere. Who's going to fund that? Who's going to pay for the travel? When they can't get sponsors as it is, where are they going to get the sponsorship from for all the travel?
Maybe the airlines.
to run a mid to upper tier NPL team is about nearly $3 million without travel. So you got to need at least another $1.5 million to that.
Exactly.
If you're going to go, so it's a $4.5 million exercise. Where's the money coming from? Where's it generating from?
Yes.
It's not coming through the turnstiles, and it's certainly not going to be come through corporate unless there's an immediate and masterful change. As I say, Marconi can probably get there. Apia, probably Sydney United. I mean, because they've got the backing of the social clubs and they've got a generating income there. Maybe they might get the A3, but you can't run an A-League League 2. We've only got 12 teams in the A-League 1, and 2 of them are on afterpay, paying the licenses.
Yes.
I mean, they shouldn't even be in there.
That's right. That's right.
And Newcastle, well, I'm on it. I might as well blast everything. Newcastle technically are insolvent.
They are.
You've got Melbourne City, Western Sydney Wanderers, and Sydney FC keeping them financially afloat. If that was any other business, it would never hold water. It wouldn't be allowed to happen. And I don't think, and I think I've mentioned this before, I can't imagine how FIFA's allowing 3 clubs that play in the same competition as Newcastle fund them.
That's right. That's a big problem there.
Well, it's not, mate. I think it's illegal. I don't know how they've pulled that one.
Conflict of interest, of course. That's what they say in law.
Well, there's another.
Well,
yeah, go on, Kenny.
Well, you remember what happened last year? 6 games to go.
Yep.
Western Sydney Wanderers weren't going to make the playoffs, and they took Newcastle's best player outside the transfer window. They took him. Dead set. Is it just me, or is it just totally outrageous?
It is outrageous.
I mean, the club's now been available for 2 years. No one's looking to take it. I mean, there's nothing. There was a statement the other day, and again, I mean, the Newcastle people, they've got football passion up there, and they had 11,000 members. I don't know what's happened up there, but obviously they're getting 2,500, 3,000 at the games. Where have they all gone?
I know.
Where have they all gone?
It's just
if you want a club, I mean, we've got to strip it back to the average punter. If you want a club in Newcastle, you've got to go to the games. You've got to go. You've got to support the club. You can't expect some other guys, to come in like Tinkler and these guys. And we had 2, Con and Tinkler, who came in and burnt millions of dollars, and then they're unliked by people. But they were the guys that came in and threw money in there and lost all the money. It's unfair.
I know what you're saying, Kenny. I know. But the thing is, until they come up with money and keep these, I don't even know how they're staying afloat. I have no idea. And how they can actually keep it going. I don't even know how they're paying their players, how they're paying their coaches. What is going on in there? And, I mean, look,
I mean, MacArthur.
Oh, what a basket case.
MacArthur and Western United haven't paid the franchise fee, right? They're paying it off. Well, how does that work?
Shouldn't be work. When there was other clubs that are available and they had the money ready to go and they weren't even allowed in. Okay, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
And so technically we're really looking at potentially 10 teams in the A League if we're lucky
next year.
So really, I mean, really, what we should do have a throw at the stumps and get up to 16 like and I'm not comparing it to the old NSL like the way it was. I'm saying from an amount of teams perspective, we need at least 16 teams.
You do.
To make it interesting. You know, it doesn't work with 10 teams. It's not working with 12 teams. That's for sure.
No, it's not.
So, you know, and we need to move forward, and it has to be something radical, really quick. We'll always have a game. It'll always survive. It might go back to a starting point where we go semi-professional. I don't know, because it certainly doesn't look as though we can fund a full-time competition currently. You know, because too many teams and too many owners are saying enough is enough. I ain't throwing any more money in. You know, the Perth Glory owner, he said enough. I mean, Frothy will probably know about Brisbane. You know, I mean, what's happening there? Adelaide, what's happening there? You know,
well, Kenny, let's be honest here. They started this league to try and better it, which was happening at the start.
Yep. Yeah, agreed.
Fair enough. It was all exciting. It was new, new badges, new uniforms, new this, new that. Now, the thing is, we've noticed the last 4-5 years maybe, surely and gradually crowd numbers are going down, which is a fact. Now, the thing is, there is 6 clubs that played in the old NSL. Well, not necessarily in this order. Let's say 3 from Sydney and 3 from Melbourne. You know, they see things are going downhill, and then they just come up with this thing. Oh, look, why don't we go for a second division? Well, I tell you what, if the numbers were never down, they were like they were the first 2, 3, 4, 5 years, a second division wouldn't even get a mention. They're trying to save themselves here by saying, well, let's try and get this moving forward. But you said the right thing before too. They're not going to the top quality games. Are they really going to go to a division that it's not as good? I can't see it happening. I would love that to happen, but it's never happened in the past 40 years. Now, why is it going to happen now? It's never been introduced. It's because it's down. It's like a boxing match at the moment. They're pretty much down on 2 knees. They're waiting for the killer blow. And then they say, well, we know what we're doing. We're going to introduce a second division. Yeah, great. Like you said, you need people going through to attract sponsors and this, that, the other. And really, half the teams that will make the second division, can they cater for their grounds? There's probably 2 or 3 that probably got decent grounds that can cater.
Yeah, correct.
Correct. Look, it's sad, but at the end of the day, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Whenever my team come down to Melbourne, I go, regardless whether they're on the ladder.
And me too. I mean, I'll always an opportunity to watch Olympic, and if you need anything, I'll always do anything you ask me to help them. But you know, I mean, the last time I was on with you guys, which was just pre the TV rights going to these guys, Channel 10, and I told you at the time, I said, watch this space. I said, this is a pathetic deal compared to Foxtel. It's not even close.
No, it's not.
Oh, terrible.
And the coverage is crap.
Oh, rubbish. You know, absolute rubbish.
And it was all, I mean, let's be honest. They've picked up, for the streaming services in Paramount, they've picked up probably 80,000 people that they would never have got if it wasn't for soccer.
That's right.
And when they pull the plug on it, they might lose 20 because probably 50 or 60,000 people will say, it's only $9. I like the movies. I like this. We'll just keep it. Right?
Yep.
So it's a win-win for Channel 10 and Paramount. They can't lose.
Oh, of course.
But they're certainly not investing any money in the sport. And it's certainly, you know, with respect, nothing like the Foxtel coverage.
No,
and
it's
it's
not
certainly
like that.
nothing
Sorry.
like SBS's coverage.
No.
Nothing.
It's terrible.
I'm glad we got the World Cup there. That's the main thing, Joyce. Thank God for that. But the thing is, Kenny, what I want to ask you is, let's go back to the Legends game yesterday. How do you feel today? Are you up and ready to go back again and do it again straight away, or do you need some more break?
12-month recovery, you'll be right.
Mate, I've just done that, mate. Before you rang me earlier, Harry, I was having an Epsom salts bath.
Oh my God!
I'll tell you a little story about that. The reason I have Epsom salt bath.
Yes.
I was fortunate enough to meet the great Stanley Matthews.
Wow.
He came as a guest to Sydney Olympic, and he came and to the dinner, and I was sitting next to him, and I was talking to him about his career, And he said to me, I said, "Oh, what a great career. What was the secret?" He says, "Kenny, I had an Epsom salt bath every night. Epsom salts."
Wow.
There you go. There you go.
And he said, I played till I was 58.
Jesus.
He says, I made a huge mistake. I said, "What was that?" He said, "I retired far too early."
Oh my God. Oh. Now, one thing I'm very disappointed about yesterday's, the result there, and the cat didn't play. Did he chickened out on us? Can you say something about this bloke?
Mate, he was doing his bet on the sideline. He was mastering us on the sidelines. I think he's saving himself for a big golf trip. I think that's what it is. I think he's got a golf trip coming up. But he was there. He was there. He was
he screaming was he screaming like a real coach or what?
He wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He hates getting beat. He wasn't happy.
What was the score in the end?
Mate, I think it was 4-3.
Ooh.
We lost, but between me and you, Apia had 3 lads at 33 and 34.
That's not fair.
Mate, but let me tell you something. The 33-year-old wasn't born when I retired.
Jesus. Kenny, I can't believe it.
That's it.
They had ring-ins. Ring-ins.
Yeah, so it was a great day. But from that perspective, there was, one of the Batalico boys. There was Gary Ward.
Yes, I was going to ask you about Gary Ward.
It was great.
Gary,
it was great. It was great seeing a lot of the boys, and that's the great thing about that, the camaraderie. We had a great catch up, and the Olympic boys, we had a great catch up.
That's great.
And it's always great to see guys. It's the only time, in a lot of cases, you don't get to see them other than these get-togethers, and that's why they're important to be memorable.
It is.
And you've got to make the most of it. And as I say, there was a few of the boys there yesterday that I haven't seen for ages, which is
fantastic.
It's always nice to catch up.
That's the thing. So the thing is, even as I just said a minute ago, Gary Ward. Now, how was Gary on the field? Was he running like he used to run? Was he skilled?
He was going all right. Let me tell you, he looked quite sharp.
Oh.
He was doing his he's playing up front, and he was holding the ball up. He was going at people, and he was getting himself in the box. But that was at half time when we were in the dressing rooms. But other than that, it was.
Oh my God, Frothy, you there?
Sorry,
he was falling asleep there, Kenny. I had to wake him up there for a second.
Just fell asleep there. Now, Kenny, give us your expert analysis, Harry. Spell analysis, Harry. Can you spell that?
I don't care.
Well, have a crack when we go off air. I tell you what, I hate saying this, but I think the Victory are going to go all the way this year, Kenny.
I've got to be honest, Frothy. I like them. I actually liked them. I watched them the other night again, and they came back. They look a good side to me. I like them. I've got to say they're coming home strongly. So I don't think you'll be far off the money, mate. I've got to be honest. I think they'll go very close. I think obviously Sydney FC's blown a gasket.
They have.
Obviously the Wanderers have blown a gasket. So Melbourne City will be in and around. Adelaide's got a couple of special players. Goodwin's a bit special. They've got a couple of lads that are a little bit of a game changer. Look, but I think you're on the money, mate. I've got to be honest. I would be if I was a betting man, I'd be on with you. I think you're on the money. And in the Premier League, I've got a funny feeling Liverpool's going to get up on Man City. I don't know why, but I've just got a funny feeling they'll nudge them too. So go for the double. Melbourne Victory in Liverpool. So
and what about in Scotland? Of course, we need to talk about that one.
Mate, that's why I'm annoyed as well, because Rangers drew with Celtic, and and I love Ange, but I tell you what, mate, he made 3 substitutions at once for Celtic, and they fell in a heap. They fell in a heap.
Unbelievable.
What was he thinking about?
Is it
3 subs at once.
He experiments. You know how he experiments, don't you? He gets his brain fades sometimes.
You don't experiment against Rangers, let me tell you.
And he did the
if
right
he'd have
thing.
lost the game, they would have had him hung. And you know what? When he made the 3 changes, Rangers dominated for the rest of the game. It was they should have won. Rangers should have beat them. But he'll get over the line now. So you know because only 3 games left, 2 games left, 3 games left. And Celtic's 6 points. Well, they're 6 points ahead, but the goal difference really gives them 7 points because the goal difference is like 20 better. So Rangers, they would need to lose 2 of the 3 games and draw the third, which is not going to happen. So I think if they beat Hearts at the weekend, they'll be celebrating the title,
for sure.
which is fantastic
for him.
Fantastic.
That's right. Kenny, we're going to leave you at this stage. We've gone a little bit. We got you on tonight. Thank God we got you on about the situation at the Olympic, and I'm sure these Olympic supporters will be very disappointed in hearing this.
Yes,
and a lot of Olympic supporters listen to this show, which is fantastic. So, Kenny, thank you for joining us tonight, Kenny.
My pleasure, guys.
We'll talk to you again sometime soon. Thank you, Kenny. Thank you very much for joining us.
A champion, Harry.
Mate, that guy should be... Thanks for joining us, guys, tonight, footballers. Yes, Kenny Wilson, he has this fantastic brain of the game, and he should be actually somewhere as an official of the game.
Well, look, we've had, 20 past greats on the show?
Oh, he's fantastic.
There's at least, without naming them, there's at least 3 or 4. If you get them to run the A-League...
Oh, it'll change.
I could almost bet that it will get better.
Exactly.
They know what they're doing. And he was, look, I tell you what, he's pretty honest. He was pretty disappointed with the club.
Straight to the point.
Well, you have to be
Thank
cruel
you,
to be kind, Harry.
Of course you have to be.
Sometimes you've got to tell it as it is. They might not like you. Well, then again, who gives a stuff? Just call the shot, and Kenny was right on the money. Absolutely.
Thanks, guys, for joining us tonight.
Now, you're going to sing the Whitney Houston song. You're saying like Turkey's got talent. Turkey got talent.
Thanks, guys, for joining us tonight, guys. Football listeners live tonight. That's right, football in the studios
I'll tell you what.
of Australia, wherever you are, around the world. Thank you for joining Footballers. Me and Frothy, special guests, Steve Pantalidis, Mr. NPL Gavin, and also Mr. Kenny Wilson. Thank you for joining us, boys. Check it out. Next week we'll be back again Monday night at 8:30. The cup of life. This is the one.
She bangs.
Now is it time?
Let's
Don't
get
never
loud.
stop.
Let's get loud.
We shouldn't know. Gotta be strong. We shouldn't know. Right from the top. And when you feel the heat, the wind is at your feet. No one can hold you back if you really want it. I see it in your eyes. You want the cup of life. Now today's here, you're gonna get it. Do you really want it?
Hey!
Do you tell me?
Oh!
Here we go.
Great Northern.
Good night, guys. Thank you for joining us, guys. We'll see you next week at 8:30 p.m. with another special guest again. Hold on to Football S. It's the only show in the country that's going places. Good night, guys. Thank you. Hi guys, Harry Sunday here, letting you know that there's a apparel company that supports the game that you love. It's called ThereIsOnlyOneFootball.com, guys. They've got all sorts of stuff, from caps, t-shirts, water bottles, all sorts of accessories, even for your mobile phone. All that sporting stuff you can wear anywhere you want to wear it, guys. That's right. And don't forget the website it's on, ThereIsOnlyOneFootball.com.
There is only one football.
to show you what's happening
Yes.
right here, right now in the studio because we got this beautiful shirts that we're showing with Frothy right now, guys. Frothy's back with me. Frothy, what's happening with these shirts, mate? Can you tell me what's happening right now?
Shut up, let me talk.
Oh,
Now,
bloody
listen,
hell, mate.
We have these great tops here.
Yes.
Now, it's a bit of a 2-minute show tonight, I believe. So
Yes.
we're back in town, but we'll be
We are.
officially back in town
That's
on
right,
Monday
yep,
with
yep,
some
yep,
major announcements and start again. Announcements.
Yes.
Can you spell announcements? Can you?
Announcements.
Can you spell that?
I can't spell
Well,
it all.
leave it for next time. Now, let's go through the tops. Now,
That's
these
right. Yep,
tops,
yep.
well, if you were born 400 years ago, you'd know about these tops. So we've got the great St. George here, I believe.
No, Brisbane Lions,
Sorry
mate.
about that. That's Brisbane Lions there.
Brizzy Lions, mate.
And we got South Melbourne Hellas there.
No, Fitzroy United, you're
Sorry
telling me,
about
mate.
that.
Fitzroy United.
This one's Inter Monaro, is it?
Into Monaro.
No, that's St. George, Budapest.
St.
apparently.
George, yes, the Hungarians.
Yes,
The Hungarians,
and over
mate.
to my right, which is your right as well. Are we still
Yes.
on?
We're still on, of course.
on?
We're still on,
Well,
mate.
over
Yes.
here, we've got the great Sydney Olympic. And I know the cat has probably ordered a couple of
Oh,
those.
he's got a couple of hundred, mate.
Well, I'll tell you why he's ordered a couple. I had a chat with Peter Raskopoulos during the week.
Oh, he hates his guts.
And he said to me, Peter Catholos, the cat, has ordered 2 because his gut's so bloody big, he needs 2 jumpers to make
Really?
one. So, well, look, that's only a joke. Cat.
Oh, my God, mate.
Well, look, also, Canberra, what's this? Canberra City.
Canberra City. You know who coached them?
Yes.
In 1977?
Frank Garrock, wasn't
Johnny
it?
Warren.
Johnny Warren.
We're laughing, mate, everywhere.
I told you so, Johnny Warren said. I doubt we sell many because how many supporters did they have? That's beside the point. Also, we got Hokoa up there.
That's
great,
right, of course.
Brazilian heritage, are they?
Brasilia. Well, yeah, a lot of them escaped to Brazil.
We'll leave it at that. And the great Marconi.
Marconi.
And let's go through them. Great quality.
Of course.
They fit nicely. They are cheap. You know what? They're too bloody cheap.
$75.
$75 is not even $80.
Plus postage and handling.
Plus postage and handling, and our great friend with David Ben and
Yes.
Arrow Sport.
Arrow Sport together. There is only, and then guys, you can buy them on. There's only
Well,
one
you keep
football.
going. I'll play the great South Melbourne tune.
There is only one football where you can get it from. There is only one
There's only one
football.com
football,
in
yes,
conjunction with Arrow Sport. You can also buy fantastic
Yes,
kits for your teams as well
yes.
at Arrow Sport, and they're working together to bring you these fantastic
Yes, they are,
1977
Are we still on?
Phillips
Check 1,
League.
2.
Of course,
Check-
you're bloody
Sorry
on,
about that.
Frothy.
Yep.
And of course, guys, 1977.
Yes,
These shirts are fantastic. You've got the other ones at $150, which are the
Well,
rigid jigs,
yes,
$150,
but,
and then you've got the sublimated ones
yes.
at $75, guys. So yes.
Yes. And can I just say, I
Yes.
suppose it's not appropriate to say this, but my team had a win on the weekend.
Yes, they did.
Well, not on the weekend, a couple of days ago. So they're flying, and I tell you what, it's pretty much it. Now we're going to sing a song just to.
Well,
finish
we can't actually sing a song tonight
No,
because
well,
we're just
doesn't
doing
matter.
we're just doing the show tonight.
Well,
That's
we're
all.
just advertising the jumpers here.
That's
and,
right, guys. But where do you get them from? There is only one football.
That's the one there.
.com.
And,
So, guys, thank you, guys. Get these fantastic shirts right now because you will never find them. Good night, guys. Thank you for joining us. See you in a couple of days' time.
a couple
Thanks,
of
guys.
days.
Get on
We'll
Arrow
see you on
Sport.
Monday,
Arrow Sport. There's only one
we'll
football.com.
probably have Paul Wade on
Thank you,
Monday, I
guys. See
believe.
ya. Bye-bye.
There's
Thank
going to
you.
be someone we're going to have.
Football is